morning everyone. We are Team Acai comprising Jewel Tai, Cordelia Chan, Najah Kalim, Chloe Mark and Crystal Kwok from Ngee Poly's Banking and Finance Diploma. Here is an outline of what we are going to present today. Research has shown that users and merchants find it difficult to transition from cash to digital payments because of security, payment speed, issues with overspending, cash flow issues for small business, etc. We have considered all the aspects and created this seamless app, integrating the efficiency of the contactless payments and QR technology into a one-stop app. This app will be foolproof as there will be help icons with information to help users navigate the app. The problem statement we chose is, how do we assist non-IT savvy merchants and consumers adopt digital payments?
We have discussed and decided on the different interfaces we have to design. The login page is similar for both the merchants and consumers. For the home page, different functions of the applications can be displayed by navigating left and right. The transfer and payment page displays the key details of transactions such as the cards used for payments and amount due. Consumers and merchants can then make payments to the merchants and suppliers respectively. The bills payment will allow the merchants and consumers to pay their bills directly from the app. This is an added feature that was recommended after the clinic session. This function will also help to amplify the convenience of the app. Next, the Order Ahead and Consumer Points page. For consumers, the functions includes ordering food, saving favorites, and placing past orders again. It makes it hassle-free for consumers. The Consumer Point page will display basic information such as points validity and redemption of points. As for merchants, it will help them analyze consumer patterns, the number of returning customers, and customer retention. They can also provide online vouchers for consumers to boost customer loyalty and attract customers. Our research has proven these points, as 70% of customers return purchase from merchants with customer loyalty programs. Moreover, online vouchers can engage customers and keep them up to date with the latest promotions and deals. It is also found that this will allow the merchants to generate online impressions and exposure worth up to $35,000 per year.
For the wallets page, all cards stored are organized and consumers can make payments easily. Budget analysis page shows specific figures of each month's spending histories represented visually along with percentage. The budget analytics will allow merchants to have an overview of their expenses and profits. This will allow them to make adjustments to the funds allocated and also find ways to reduce their expenses by pinpointing areas with the largest cash outflow. Data analysis is mainly for the merchants. Merchants can refer to the data given to analyze the months where there are rises or falls in sale. This way, owners can strategize and make better business decisions. Merchants can also look at their spending patterns and take note of their budget. More merchants are increasingly taking advantage of data to analyze sales trends and customer spending habits. It allows them to promote their business effectively, gain competitive edge by making smarter, more informed business decisions. The above is a real-life example taken from an interview done by Faith with marketing manager at Ban Hindi. Consumers can easily access QR payments and it is convenient for them as they can order and pay directly through the app. Merchants will have their own QR for consumers to scan, and they can also evaluate the number of times QR has been scanned, which helps them in analyzing their QR sales. An example of Alipay, where users are allowed to order, pay, and review the menu all in one app, similar to our idea of a one-stop app. This reduces the cost and expenses for operating of stores for merchants.
After clicking on the help icon, users will receive clear instructions on what the various buttons mean and how to use them. For example, Create QR button is mainly for users to create their QR code to receive orders or payments from other users. The chatbot is also available if they need further help. Moving on to API. The first API we will implement is Here Places API, where users can search for addresses and places and receive detailed information on selected places. This API will help us in our app functions like Order Ahead to locate the merchant's details, for example, search and order ahead, and QR code to receive merchant's QR code by searching location, for example, search QR code for online payment. Here are the API functions. Firstly, the text location search. Second, based on location, it searches for places nearby. Lastly, allows for sort by distance and filter by category. The next API is a Smart Bank Account API. This API will be useful for our app as its features works closely with the functions of our app. Here are the API features: Budget API, Transaction API, Card API, and Account API. These features will be especially useful for our app functions like the budget and data analysis, wallet, and payments.
The next API is NeoFace API. It serves as a trusted digital identity service to store identities of consumers securely. They can safely log into the app with their credentials without having the fear of information getting stolen or misused. This API actually works hand in hand with the next API that I'll be sharing called Liveness API. So this API verifies if the photo taken by the user is a real person or that of a digital photo. This further enhances security features and prevents breach of security. Next will be the Core AI API. So on top of the help icon that we have on our interface, this assists consumers and merchants with their queries as they navigate through the app. For implementation, here's the cost breakdown of the app. We plan to charge merchants a subscription fee of $20 per month for merchants and 1.5% transaction fee per transaction. And we will waive the fee during the beta testing period and implement it during the official launch. As for timeline, this is the rough timeline for our app, and the approximate time taken for development of the app is 12 weeks, followed by the beta testing, which will sample non-IT savvy users to try the app. This will take about 5 weeks, and then we will survey the success of the app. If there are any improvements to be made, we will repeat the development and beta testing stages, and if successful, we will implement the app in the market for all. So in conclusion, this one-stop app is efficient for all and cost-effective as it is less expensive compared to physical terminals, which also includes maintenance fees. Utilizing the APIs we have found, they ensure security, speed, and ease of payment processes and transactions. Finally, this foolproof app addresses our problem statement, which is to create a solution to assist non-IT savvy merchants and consumers to adopt digital payments.
Okay, the time is up. Now it's the Q&A. We can start the Q&A now.
Thanks for presenting. Okay, so we have Grab who has faith, with the kind of loyalty programs, and I think we also have some bank apps which they have this kind of a dashboard and spending and expenditure kind of analysis, both in the consumer app as well as in some of the bank merchant apps as well. So my question to the team is, what is the comparative advantage here that your apps offers to consumers as well as to the merchants?
I think one of our main features is the QR code, the menu one. That can also save cost for the merchant side. They don't have to have the terminal, the physical terminal, and they don't have to print out menus for their own stores as well. And it also works hand in hand with the order ahead. So when they want to order ahead, they also can scan the QR code, which is available to them when they want to pay.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, the order ahead, right, is actually meant for the customer to scan the QR code and then to make their orders.
So basically, you know how food listings are on Grab? It's similar to that. And then when they want to order ahead, they have a payment methods of using their credit card, or they can scan the QR code that is the merchant's one from their gallery and then pay from there.
So I think you're saying that the example is the hawkers, right? So they have this QR code, and then the customers can then scan and then select the restaurant menu, or the hawker's menu, and then just make payment directly.
Yeah. It's like shown from, because Alipay has this.
And then he or she just wait for the order to.
This is Alipay.
This is like I think some restaurants in Singapore also have this. They order at the table and stuff like that. But I think currently only not there for the hawkers and the those food store owners. That might actually help them to take orders and stuff to free up their time. Yeah, I think that could help them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we have come to the end of the Q&A. Team, thank you very much. You may leave, and the next team, get ready. In 2 minutes' time, we'll start.